These fucking dogs. You know, so like we moved the fucking podcast from Fridays to Thursdays. Like, oh man, it's just such a pain in the ass because the lawn people are out there, like my neighborhood HOA, they do the lawn service stuff. And so my dogs are always barking and it sucks. And now those motherfuckers are coming on Thursdays.
Of course.
Isn't that some bullshit?
It is.
What the
Ain't
fuck is
that some shit?
life is nonsense.
So, Phil, you want to see a photo? I'm going to put it up to the screen. So anybody who watches Steven's YouTube will get a treat. Me and Pearl were driving yesterday, and I was like, we saw this, and Pearl is hysterically laughing. And then she asked me, you think Steven's in that car?
Yeah, the farts car.
Nice.
Somebody wrote farts on the back of it. And she was dying. She took that photo. She said, give me your phone. And then I texted to Steven yesterday. I said, this you?
You goddamn right it is.
So funny little story that I've never told. So I at one point owned a Dodge Dart, and one of my buddies took the first D on the word dart, took it off, snapped off the end of it, put it back on, and then put the broken off part underneath it, so it turned it into a Dodge Fart.
Oh, that's pretty funny.
I traded it in as a Dodge Fart.
Did they notice?
No. Dealerships don't give two shits whenever you trade in. Everybody
No.
gets so stressed out about like, oh, this tiny little smudge on the paint, they're going to deduct $1,000. It's like, that guy doesn't give two rips about the condition of your car. Does it start? Cool. Check engine lights? Nope. Okay. I don't care that says Dodge Fart. Like,
Yeah.
it could say butt plug edition on the back.
I would
and
love
like,
to know if they
they're not
ever
gonna-
caught it before someone else bought it. That would be the funniest part of this story is if you one day you're driving and you see your old Dodge Fart.
So when I traded in my Corolla, I had the little stick figure human centipede guys on the back windshield still. When I traded in.
Oh,
They were
man.
really cute. It was like the cyanide and happiness ones. I remember like some firefighters were like checking a gas leak at work one day. And like, yeah, I was doing really good until I saw that shit on your car. I was like, yes, this is what it's here for. Just,
Perfect.
just to ruin your day a little bit. I was like, man, I wish but they normally send it just off to an auction anyways. They don't. So
Yeah,
like,
depending
if
on
it's a
what.
beater, they're like, oh, does it run and shit? Cool. But if it's anything other than a beater, then they're like, oh, well, let me check the tires. And just because they're trying to fuck you on the trade-in value.
Checking the tread and all kinds of shit.
Mm-hmm. Make sure those fucking 30 seconds on the tire are still there for tread. For 30 seconds. It's what it is. Okay, like, I don't know what the fuck that means.
Oh, what clue?
So, all right, so what are we talking? Laugh or die?
Laugh or die. I'm
Laugh or
trying to
die?
think of like good shit. Ooh, no. That's I was trying to think. Do I have any good like prep related, really funny stories?
Yeah, us backstage at the Clash.
Oh, yeah, I have a picture of Steven in a blinged out green bikini. That
It
was
was
a
your time.
fun show. That was a really because I was in it, but I also had like 3 clients in it, and that was a really good time. I had fun at that show.
I remember you were pissed off because I filled out the top better than you did at that point.
I know, and the only reason I even did the show is because Steven dared me to.
No, that was a different Clash show. That was the
Was
Clash
it?
show in Port St. Lucie on the water.
Oh,
The one
yeah,
where I
yeah.
was wearing your top was in Orlando.
Yeah, because it was like 4 weeks before that show, and he's like, "Bet you won't." I was not ready. That show, I'll never forget because I was not stage lean. Was I, like, lean and okay? Maybe, but not where I should have been.
Probably like 5 or
And
10 pounds off of where you needed to be.
yeah, I got off stage and Pearl was there and she was always loved it. I was like, "Honey, mommy's not gonna get a medal this time." And she just looks at me and goes, "Well, can you still try?" Like, she was, like, not giving up, and I didn't realize it, when I was in my open class, it looked like I was gonna be 5th or 6th, so I figured I'd end up 6th. Well, they had added me. I was the only one actually in my height class, but I didn't realize it. They had added me to another one. So then when it came time for finals, I win my class, and I'm like, "What the hell?" Well, then it all of a sudden clicked, I'm gonna be in the overall, and I am not physically ready for an overall. So I am hiding behind the curtain backstage, and the expediters call my thing. I'm like, "No, I'm good. I'm not gonna go out there." Like, "No, you have to." I'm like, "No, no, no, no. I'm good. I'm not gonna get back up here now." I'm like, "Oh, fuck." So I have to go out on stage for the overall with people who clearly have prepared correctly, and I, like, peace sign to Darasha because she's sitting next to her coach laughing her ass off. Oh, that was so embarrassing.
That was but, I mean, like, we're gonna remember that till we die.
Oh, yeah, and
And
I
now, like,
wouldn't.
fondly, like, now it's a good memory.
Yeah, oh, yeah, and it really honestly, like, the good take of it is I would never get on stage now not being at my 100% because I know exactly how that feels, and I would never send a client up when they're not prepared either because it was fun and funny, but, like, not so funny I'd do it again.
I don't know. It's a
I do
write-off.
like the photos. There's some candid photos of you me and you, Steven, that I really like from that show day where we're, like, looking at each other laughing.
Shit, send them to me. I don't have it dude, I fucking am the worst at pictures.
And then
Like,
I
I
have a
have
photo of Pearl flipping you off.
oh, I love that too. That's also great. Then I can tell people she's my daughter. It's like one of my favorite things. My best friend and his wife have a daughter. And so when Jillian and I were still newly dating, we went out to dinner with all of them. And so I had them take a picture of me, Jillian, and their daughter, Aria. And then I made a post, be like, was really great getting my new girlfriend to meet my daughter today. Awesome. Yeah, see, that's a
Aw,
good picture. Um,
those babies.
yeah, so I made a post like Jillian was meeting my daughter, but it's really my friend's kid. All her family were like, "What the fuck? You didn't tell us he had a kid?"
Oh, that's funny.
It was, like, so much fun.
I
Um,
saw a thing on Instagram that was like, "Hey, you want to mess with your family this year? Get one of your friend's kids to pose in your family photo." And we were that close to doing it because our other friends thought it was hilarious. We're gonna be like, "Hey, just get your kids in." We're gonna just suddenly be like, "Yeah, we adopted 2 kids."
My gosh, that's so funny.
oh, I think that might I don't know, man. We'll have to see. I feel like adoption would be the way to go for me at this point if we're gonna have kids
That's
because
a
I don't wanna
really
be like s
solid way to go. I
yeah,
Mhm.
mean,
I don't wanna be 60 when a kid's getting out of my house. So if I can adopt a kid that's, like, 6 or 7,
yeah.
maybe I can deal with that.
Even 2 or
Um,
3 because at that age, they're pretty much out of diapers, and they're still, like, depending on, probably till about 4 if they have any discipline issues at that point because it's a rough upbringing and,
Yeah.
that's
then
what I was gonna say. Our neighbor across the street, her youngest is adopted, and she adopted her at, like, 3,
Mhm.
and, like, it was the nice thing of, like, "Hey, don't have to worry about diapers for too much longer." She was, like, already semi potty trained, but then the bad thing was she had, like she'd been abandoned essentially, like, she would just be in an apartment, like, hours and hours, and it's a super sad story. So, like, she has severe separation anxiety, like like, no matter what it is that her mom is doing, like, she is right next to her now, and, like, it's on one hand, like, "Hey, cool, bond and everything, and put her into a much better life." But, yeah, like, 3 is such a fun age, well
I'll just
worth
go back.
seeing
That's
any
fine.
of that stuff. 3 is awesome. I loved whenever my kids were that age.
Yeah, I do
I
think
don't
you and
remember when I was
Jillian would be
3.
really good parents, Steven. Like, not trying to push you because if you don't want kids, you don't have kids, but
Wait until Jillian's done with nursing school
Yeah,
because
duh.
even well, I'm trying to help you out here. The FMLA applies to adoptions. So if there's any, like, paid maternity leave,
oh, yeah,
guess
she
what?
get
You get that.
Oh, neato. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't get paid leave. I'm gonna be like Kaylee. If I could birth a child, I'd be fucking sitting there in the hospital next day on my fucking
yeah, I
laptop.
had him at 9 p.m. answering check-ins by 8 a.m. That was me.
I did that shit after my stomach surgery. Like, literally, I woke up at, like this is a funny story too. Fucking apparently, I come out of anesthesia, and they're wheeling me into the room, and Friends is on the TV. And so Jillian's in there waiting for me, and the second, like, I come to, I look at the TV, I'm like, "Turn that shit off." Which
I
is
had
funny because
Henry. I birthed Henry to Maleficent. That's what was on
nice.
TV when I birthed Henry.
Somebody did one of those space swaps with me and Maleficent, and I gotta say, you know what? I would look not good as a woman. Like,
Yeah,
it would
that was
not go well.
not great.
The
Have you
beard
seen
really
there's the guy that does, like, smash or pass on Instagram, and he'll do, like, you know, politicians' wives or stuff like that, and then he did an edition where it was NFL quarterbacks if they were girls. So it was like
see,
taking
I
Patrick
think that's acceptable. Like,
Like,
the only smash or pass, I think, is if you're smash or passing men. Women have had enough of this shit, in my opinion. Like, we need to fucking objectify men more, right?
Smash
Let's
or
bring
smack.
guys down a fucking notch.
well, he was like, it's funny. Patrick Mahomes is like a really handsome dude, but then as soon as you turn him into a chick, it's like, oh no, no, Patricia,
Ooh.
no, thank
Even
you.
though that's probably not true, because any of those guys who have little girls, like, have daughters, that'd be a pretty good indication of what they'd probably look like as a chick. So, like, Pearl's pretty cute, so Jake may have been a pretty cute girl had he been a girl.
Yeah. It makes me
You should
think of
tell
the
him
other
that.
night.
That's a compliment.
Yeah.
You should tell him that.
I also like the idea of, like, if a guy looks like he's really into something, just being like, "Man, he looks wet."
That's good, that's pretty funny.
Yeah, right? Like, I don't see any reason not to.
I'm gonna start saying that now
I
for sure.
I support it so much. Just make sure it comes back to me. They know that I started that shit.
I will.
So, I guess really what we're talking about as we fuck off and just talk nonsense is, like, having fun with everything. Like, I want to enjoy my fucking life. I don't know about you guys. I think you guys are the same. We all tend to
Yeah.
have a good amount of fun together when we're
No, I only want to walk on Legos for the rest of my life, and I
that's why you
want
had
to.
children, right?
Yeah, exactly. Like I didn't have children for the sake of I want enjoyment from life. I want to step on Legos. I want to be able to constantly sit down and not find the remote and then realize that's across the room. Like
Mhm.
my biggest joy in life is actually when I sit down, and the second I sit down, Nikki says, "Oh, hey, can you get me something from the kitchen?" Like that's my joy.
I love when I sit down and then all of a sudden you're like, "I just sat in something wet." And then you're like, "What is it? Is it pee? Is it milk? Is it water? Was it the
Is it
dog?
dog
Was it the
drool?
kid?"
The answer is always dog drool for mine. My dogs will lick spots on the
Oh.
sofa and just
Yep.
till it just gets fucking wet, and I'm just like, "What is wrong with you little
I
fuckers?"
cannot wait to get a leather couch again. We have a huge fabric sectional,
Mhm.
and it's like a cream color. It used to be
Is
in
it
our
like the
basement.
extra deep?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
it used to make sense because it was in the basement. We rarely watched movies down there. He always wanted this big sectional. Well, now we live in the country and it's in our front room and it's the most unrealistic piece of furniture for kids, dogs in the country. It's like in the last year, it looks like not great right now.
Yeah. I mean, but we had a leather one and our dogs fucked it up. No leather is holding up to a fucking Great Dane, by the way. Fun
Oh,
fact.
the nails.
Yeah,
But
that's a
especially when
small
she
horse.
gets the zoomies, dude. Like, literally, she'll run around the backyard. It
Mhm.
hurts. Sounds like a fucking horse is galloping. I'm
Yeah.
like, "Jeez
It's a
Louise."
small horse.
Well,
Yeah.
we went and priced to get our exact sectional. I think we paid in 2020, we paid like 4 grand, which was a lot for a couch, but it's big. Now it's $20,000.
Who?
Who the fuck's paying 20 grand for a couch?
That's what I said. I was like, and they're like, "Oh, but you can use this coupon. It'll only be 14,000." And I'm like, "The fuck? No, no, I will not. No."
D can can you fuck it? Like, I
Right.
mean,
And this isn't an upscale furniture place. It's like it's not like Ashley's Furniture, but it's like a same idea, just different brand. But
yeah.
so it's not like I'm picking this custom made. Yeah, custom furniture
This
is
isn't being imported from Italy, handcrafted by the Amish. What?
no pricing of things is nuts. We will
That's
probably pay.
actually
Have we talked about this before, you guys? An Alaskan king bed?
No, I mean, I'm sure we have, not on the podcast.
That, yeah.
I see, I think king is big enough. Like, I don't like there to be that much space in between me and Nikki.
Yeah. Our
Like,
nine-year-old sleeps sideways sometimes, or she attempts to.
oh,
I
okay.
don't wanna be touched at all. Leave me the
Yeah,
fuck alone.
Yeah, no, I don't wanna be sleeping like
same.
butt to butt, but at the same time, like, if it's
Blow your
like
farts in each other's buttholes.
or
Yeah, you fart back and forth. Like, he
that's
farts
how
into her butt, and then she farts the fart back into his butt.
just bloop, bloop, bloop. Like, I I wanna be able to have enough space that, like, I can sleep without any extra body heat on me, but then whenever it's, like, 5:45 in the morning on a Saturday, and it's like, "Hey, we don't have to be up for a little bit, but I can just reach over and get some cuddles in, like, awesome. That's what I want.
Oh my god, my husband is never reaching in for cuddles. I'd be like, "What are you doing?" This
Jake, you're not
bed
here.
this bed is 108. No, that's not right. It's like 144 by 108 or something. It's huge, like double of a king bed.
So like 12 by 9, like 12 foot by
Something
9.
like that, yeah, but it's all one big mattress. It's called Alaskan King
Holy
Bed
shit.
Company. It is huge, but it would like Jake's a big guy. He's also a very hot sleeper. We sleep on very separate ends. Like we don't hate each other. We just that's he's a hot sleeper. And I don't like to be like poked on and fucked with when I'm actually trying to sleep.
I mean, that's the fun part about bedtime. Like, all this stuff just goes into, like, quality of life stuff, right? Like, making sure you know how you fucking work and, like, feeling good about the situations you put yourself in. Like, man, I can't tell you, like, how many times I've put myself in a situation where I'm like, "Yo, this is not it, fam." Like, this this is not the vibe. I am totally not having a good time. And so it's really weird because, like, well, how the fuck do we continue to enjoy, like, what we're doing? Like, fuck it, maybe it sure, it could be bodybuilding. It could also just be, like, a diet. It could also be fucking learning to run or starting to try and do a marathon or, getting into powerlifting. Like, how do you actually, like, ensure that you're having fun? Because I see a lot of people at the high end of sports and or, fitness or whatever it is, that I really don't fucking see them having fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it's just going through the motions. I'm like, well, what fucking kind of life is that? Like,
Yeah,
I,
I
I
think that
have
comes
to go
back
through the
to
motions with other shit. Like, I shouldn't have to do that with my hobbies.
yeah, I think like that comes back to mindset again because I feel like in almost every situation, I can make it funny, fun, or inappropriate. Like that's just my personality. Like, and but not everybody can do that. But a lot of it just comes into mindset, right? So like very much like fuck it, it'll figure itself out, or it'll be I'll make it fun, or sometimes I do go to things and I hate them, but not too often.
Yeah, you have to be able to just, like, find joy somewhere, because otherwise, like, you're just gonna live a miserable fucking existence, and what I always go back to is whenever I was working in my family business, and there were days where it was, "Hey, there's no air conditioning. It's a metal barn in Florida. You are going to fucking pour sweat from 6:30 in the morning because of humidity until you leave at, like, 4:30, 5 o'clock,
That
and
was
while
me in
me
the warehouse too. Like when I was doing the record storage. So it was this big ass fucking warehouse. And most of the time there were two AC units and they would work and they would kind of cool around them. But there were plenty of times where this didn't fucking work, and so you'd be in there, and dude, it'd be over 100 degrees, like, on the fucking top floor, and you'd
Ooh,
be fucking pulling out
Right.
boxes and moving shit, and, like, dude, I remember when I first started this job, this is not a fun story, so having fun, but here's another fun story. I literally got the worst fucking jock itch of my life, and it would
oh,
not get
heat.
better because I was always sweating and walking and everything, and it took, like, a month and, like, a bunch of Desitin, like,
That
baby
would
diaper rash
suck.
cream and shit
Yep.
before it finally my body finally got used to it. That shit was
So glad I
not a
don't have balls.
yeah, I was not having a Baja Blast at that point.
I mean, Baja something, but not a blast.
Yeah, not good. So I know that vibe, Phil. I mean,
Yeah,
but,
like
you gotta deal with that shit to some degree, but I still had fun there because all the guys called me, El Diablo Blanco, the White Devil, you know?
White devil.
Yeah.
You're so proud to say that too. I've never had a nickname, I don't think. That's one thing I'm real disappointed with in life. Never once, I don't think, have I gotten I mean, I'm sure I'm called names behind my back, but, like, not a nickname to my face that I can be proud of.
Yeah, do some crazy shit is why.
I know. That is true.
the only nickname I ever had was in high school. I'd never had another Phil in any of, like, my schools
Mhm.
until high school, and there was, like, 4 of us suddenly.
Oh, so you had to be given a nickname.
Well, this is the closest
You
I've
gotta
ever gotten
delineate.
to a nickname. My nickname was The Phil.
That's pretty
So,
legit. You might have
I
been
don't
the
know,
coolest
like,
of the Phils.
without a doubt I was. Like, the other ones were landfill,
Love it. I hope that was the skinny guy too.
No,
Landfill. Imagine that being your
Lan
nickname.
Landfill was literally the kid that, like, reminded the teacher about the homework. The
Fuck this
kid that
kid.
would just,
I
like,
already don't like him.
yeah, like,
Immediately
the
no.
same kid
Ask
that would be like,
questions. When they
"I
ask,
thought
"Does
you said
anybody have
there's
any
no
fucking
calculators
questions?"
allowed during this test." Well, there's people with calculators out, and it's like, "Kid, shut the hell up. No one cares." Like,
Yeah, he
you're
deserved to
taking
be
this
called
way too
landfill.
serious. So, he was landfill, and then there was a Phil that was slightly worse than him because he would just try to instigate and pick fights all the time, and he'd get his ass kicked, so they called him Trash Phil.
The first part, yes, I instigated all the time. I didn't get my ass kicked all the time though. I re
Trashville.
yeah.
Yep.
I
So,
Trash feels
there was
solid too.
there was landfill, there was trash Phil, and the other one I think that everybody just called him Philip, which to like, as a Philip, if you ip me, I'm pissed off. So I think that's worse than landfill.
So does Nikki call you Philip when you really fuck up?
I call him Philip when he really fucks up too. And then he's like,
She
"Did you just ip me?" I was like, "Yeah."
yeah, like that crawls my ass whenever
It's like
somebody
being
calls me
called your
Philip.
first and middle name.
It's worse. It's
I don't
way
even know
worse.
his middle name.
James.
Philip
Damn it.
James.
That's not good.
Well, that's why Jesse is named Jesse James.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We had this conversation. You're right. I
Is his
forget
name really
details.
Jesse James?
Yeah, his name is Jesse James.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a fucking badass name. But
So
like,
I guess we'll say other. The other nickname I had was Baby Dick. Okay. Um.
Suddenly I'm not even
ugh,
mad I never
Mhm.
had a nickname
Yeah.
because it could have been bad like
So
that.
let me explain to you why. So Baby Dick came up with the people, like we had a whole crew of us that would ride motorcycles on Tuesday nights.
Mhm.
And like sometimes there would be 10, sometimes there'd be like fucking 30 of us. And so we would all go out to dinner after a ride and fucking whatever. And so they're like, we were just talking about my name, and my name is Stephen Richard Beaugrand, right? So Beaugrand is French Canadian, Beau, beautiful, grand, large, right? Well, we all know it's short for Richard. So I was like, my name is literally Stephen Dick Big and Large, or Dick Beautiful and Big. So they
That's
decided
great.
to go the other way with it, which I guess I would too if it was anybody else and I was on the outside of that.
That's great.
I'm definitely not calling you Pretty Dick, you know?
Pretty dick.
so me and my buddies, we were at a Blink 182 concert, and my buddy John is hammered drunk, and he's standing like 2 solid feet away from the urinal, and this dude walks by and goes, "Man, dude's got a nice ass dick."
He kind of
What a
warned
nice
you.
compliment. You know, you don't
You
get
know
many
how good
compliments
that
as a
guy
guy, but
felt
that's a
though?
good one.
I bet he stood up straighter when that guy said that.
John still, like, we tell him all the time, like, dude, that's the best compliment any man could ever receive.
That
Yeah, 'cause
is
you can't trust your lady. Like, they have to tell you you have a pretty dick or that your dick's so nice and blah, blah,
yeah.
blah.
Or that
But, like,
size
some
doesn't
random dude
matter
sees your
or
dick and he's
whatever.
like, "Yo, nice dick, bro." You're like, "Oh, thank
Dude
you."
got a nice ass dick.
Yeah.
Like,
That's equivalent to like telling another chick she's got nice tits.
No, because tits actually are nice to look at. Nobody likes looking at dicks.
That is
facts.
true.
Yeah. Yeah.
Solid. Yeah.
So obviously a big part of, I guess, fucking having fun is not taking shit too seriously.
Which none of us do. Neither all three of us.
Hey, it doesn't matter if they're good times or bad times. I'm gonna make a little jokey joke. Fucking, um, yeah, somebody sent me a meme the other day, and it said emo flip, and it was like somebody doing a kickflip on a skateboard, and then their legs just dangled there. Well, they fucked up because I immediately was like, oh, reminds me of my dad. And so they just did an emoji of a dude walking out a door, and then of course I followed up because he killed himself.
Steven.
Just like fuck, go for it. Um,
Steven lives in a dark closet
He is a
sometimes. He
dark.
just drags people into it.
I know. I can get
well, here's
a
another
little
dark.
dark, but like
Here,
Steven, like dark.
all right, so here's another dark one. This one wasn't from me. This was from somebody else. They were saying that they had a friend who self harmed, right? Like they had cut themselves, and they weren't doing it anymore. but they had accidentally cut themselves when they were cooking with a knife while they were at their house, and they immediately looked up and like, "It's different when it's by accident."
You said that?
No, they said that. I
Oh,
never did that. I can't make jokes about that. I can only make jokes about things I've done or
yeah.
experienced. You know what I mean?
That was good. That's pretty sly on their part. Did everybody laugh?
I think they did. Yeah.
There was one of those like, "Ha, oh."
I hope they did. If I know she fucking laughed. That's like the point of like the dark humor like that for me is like I love it's so entertaining for me to make other people uncomfortable.
You do love to make a room uncomfortable, Steven.
Yeah. But only if like people I know or I like.
Yeah.
Because if I don't like you, I don't fuck with you. I don't really talk to you. I'm not gonna bother.
That's how you find cool people though, because like, I say some weird shit sometimes, and, like, my friends will just look at me, they're like and then they'll laugh, but you find your people that way, because the people who are just completely off put, that are just like you're like, "Ooh, wrong person, wrong joke."
Well, I mean, we all kind of found each other obviously through like bodybuilding and work and fitness, right? Um, or powerlifting, whatever it was that we were involved in at the moment. So it's like I do think there is something to be said for like having people and friends in the group of things that you're doing because as an adult, like I don't know, man, it's hard to have fucking friends. Everybody's busy. Lots of people
Yes.
have kids. Most of my like friends that are close don't live anywhere near me. The longer that you're friends with somebody, the longer one of you has on one side or the other to fuck that friendship up or to do some shit. You know what I mean? So I think it's good to have friends that like take part in the shit that you like to do. But I also think it's beneficial to have friends that don't do shit that you do typically
I agree with that too.
Che. Che's a Che's a friend that I've been to a show with Che. I fucking never go out to shows on my own anymore. Like, I just don't do it. I'm like, "I'm not gonna fucking do it." But if Che's in town and he wants to go to a show, I'll fucking go to a show,
Yep.
right? I still enjoy doing that, but I'm not gonna do that on my own. And so, like, that's one of those things where, or maybe somebody wants to go out skeet shooting, you know? I'm not gonna do that on my own, but I'll do that with other people. And
Yep.
so it really, like, 1, it can push you out of your comfort zone to find other things that you can enjoy doing. It also, like, even if you don't fucking love doing that shit, like, I love the saying, "The sweet is never as sweet without the sour." It does help you to appreciate, like, the other good things that you really do have a good time with
Yeah,
them.
I agree with
And
that.
a good friend will make a lame or very mundane situation or activity fucking fun.
Oh my god, my favorite type of friends is people when you get together, you just nonstop laugh, and that's where the scenario you're talking about, where you can go to, like, the most boring thing, like, sometimes I'll think of nights with friends, I'm like, "God, that was so fun." I'm like, "What were we even doing?" Like, you can't even really remember what the point of the evening or the day was, but you just remember, like, how much fun you and like, one of my friends, I had an old stage bikini, and her and I went to Mexico a couple weeks before I married Jake. He's like, "Why don't you go away with your friend? Go have fun, like a weekend." So we decided to go to Mexico, and I took one of my old suits and wore it, and it was like the most fun this trip because her and I just like that's when I was a drinker. We just drank and partied, and I'm in this blinged out pink suit in Mexico. They called me Victoria's Secret the whole time. All the workers did. But it was just
Mm.
fun, like, at night, we got so
So you
drunk,
have
we
had a
decided.
nickname.
Huh?
So you have had a
I
nickname.
did, they called me Miss Victoria's Secret, and some random chick smacked my ass when I got out of the pool. I have a picture of this huge hand on my butt cheek from her. That night, me and my friend decided we shouldn't sleep in our room. No, we should carry all of our blankets and pillows to the pool lounge sets, and that's where we woke up the next day. Like, it
I
was
don't
just
remember
the
most of those kinds of stories that
do what?
most of those stories that I have, I don't remember them anymore. They're they're
Yeah,
they're gone.
that
They
was
disappeared as the moment disappeared.
Like a brownout.
A
Like
brown
brownout?
out.
not quite a blackout, like you remember parts of it.
Mhm.
Just
No,
kind
that mine were a lot of blackouts. They were not
Don't think I
brownouts.
ever really had many blackouts. Like, I think I would just hit the point where I'd puke and then be done with the night and go on
I
with my
woke up in a hammock in a backyard that I had no idea whose house it was,
That's
but
strange.
then,
Wake up
like,
with your phone at least?
I can't remember. I mean, I'm assuming I did. I remember, like, waking up, and I'm like, "Where the hell am I?" And, like, I am not a back sleeper, and sleeping in a hammock, obviously, is the only way you can sleep. So I wake up, I'm like, "Oh, my back hurts. Like, where the hell am I? What am I doing in a hammock? Whose house is this? I don't recognize any of this. Crap, did I just wander into these people's yard?" And I just walked out of the backyard and walked down the street. I'm like, I remember being at that house last night.
So, Phil, I would just like to bring up, you said that on your back is the only way to sleep on a hammock. Wouldn't it have been hilarious if you woke up on your stomach with, like, your dick hanging out the little fucking netting?
I believe that's how you catch a special charge and can't go near playgrounds and schools anymore. But this does bring up a good question. What do you guys have, like, a specific time or shift happen where you were able to, like, start having fun and enjoying things a lot more without things like edibles or drinking or those kind of things? And, like, what do you feel like was one of the big determinants or, like, pieces of that shift happening if the answer is yes?
I think for me, it was just growing up and like getting really solid friendships because I think your party friends are very different typically than like your friends you have for a long period of time. Now, I do still have like a couple of those friends from my party days where they kind of evolved as well. Um, I don't know if that answers that. How about you, Phil?
I have two, and I feel like a lot of what kind of officially put the end to those friendships was I was the first one to have kids.
Mm,
But then, like,
yeah.
the other 2 within, like, 2 years, each of them also had a kid, so it was like, "Ha, you get it now. You understand why I have the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse theme song constantly stuck in my fucking head." But, like, for me, what what kinda got me, I mean, I was never, like, a huge, like, I've just never really been a big fan of, like, weed, um, or edibles, like, they've just never
Same.
really done much for me.
I am a big
Um,
fan.
Yeah.
although I did so did I tell you the guys the story about my old roommate and his mom and the
Yeah,
brownies?
but not on the podcast. You haven't told everybody else in the world about it yet.
Here's your
Okay.
chance.
So,
People are like, "What the fuck is with it?" They're just telling fucking dumb stories today.
deal
Yeah, I
with
think
it.
people will
This
like
is
it.
my fucking podcast. We'll do whatever we want.
It's because we're
So,
awkward.
I have the
my
microphone and you will listen.
so I had 2 roommates, and one of them, he always had Fridays off. And that was like his get shit done, be a responsible adult type day. But usually, because his mom was also off on Fridays, she'd come over, give him like a, little bit of help with like laundry and stuff like that. And his mom was super cool. Like she, like legitimately, if she wanted to just hang out while we were hanging out on a random Saturday or something, we were all cool with it. Well, it wasn't uncommon that she would bake something, usually it'd be like cookies or a cake or something while she's, helping him with laundry or cleaning stuff or whatever. Well, I come home one day and it's a Friday. Friday was my long leg day. So I come home and I
You
see
mean your
2
penis
trays of
day?
brownies. What?
Your long leg day? You mean your penis day?
Been training that for years, brother. Ain't seen any growth. But like I come home, I see 2 trays of brownies. Now my weakness is brownies. Like I don't do a birthday cake, I do brownies. Okay? At our wedding, I had brownies. And I see this and I'm like, "Oh, hell yeah." I even see the box of Duncan Hines and I'm like, "It's the right fucking mix and everything. Let's
Uh,
go." So I cut a big square and there's 2 trays. I see one tray has already been gotten into, so of course I'm not a savage. I go for that one. I get a big piece of brownie. I smash it, go into the bathroom, get changed for the gym, get my gym bag together. I'm like, "Man, I'm still kinda hungry. I'm gonna grab another one." So I'm
2
grabbing like,
hours later.
uh, as I start to get into my car, I'm like, something's feeling a little bit off. Let me try going to the bathroom. Let's see if that's it. Because as a man, like, well, if I feel bad, I probably just gotta take a crap. Oh, go inside, sit down. Chris and his mom come home. She's like, uh, "Phil, you got into these brownies pretty good. I didn't think you liked edibles." I'm like, don't. And then this is where everything starts slowing down. And they literally like, we're just going to go ahead and put you in your bed because you're in for a long night. And
That's
just,
great.
they put on like Dragon Ball Z. And I remember just watching Dragon Ball Z and just feeling like the most sensations ever because you've got the lights, the screaming, the sounds, the quick flashing motion from one scene to the next. I don't remember anything after that though until like midday the next day. So like my roommates were taking care of my dogs and shit. So that's my like, oh fuck, because he forgot to put a note. Apparently, she'd asked him, "Hey, put a note that these are edible and these are not
Yep.
edible."
That's the worst though,
Yeah,
man. Because like time stops. Like it slows down. Like if you're that fucking high, like literally you're like, oh my God, it's been 4 days. And it's like 5 minutes later. Like, what's
yeah.
going on in my life?
I love it. But
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't drink and I love a good high.
I think for me though, like the shift away from because I did like going to bars. I was a regular at a
Mhm.
bar. They knew my name. I would hop back behind the bar, help out with stuff. I was like default security on certain nights. I mean, I was literally Cupid in the bar for Valentine's Day, wearing a gold Speedo and angel wings only. But I think for me, what kind of shifted me out of that like party phase was honestly just falling in love with camping, where it's like I'm not so like I wouldn't like drive up to campsites because then okay, well I could just bring as many cases of beer as I want. But for me, it was I'm backpacking and I'd have like a 4 or 5 mile hike out and I'm not carrying any unnecessary weight. And it was like, huh, I can learn how to like I learned how to play the harmonica from doing that. I I learned how to like weave using palm fronds and shit. Like
I love
that was
camping.
cool. That's so awesome. That was what that was what kind of got me out of feeling like, hey, if I'm gonna have a good time with my friends, like let's have some drinks or something.
Yeah,
Was getting
bodybuilding's
more.
what got me completely out of it. Cause my first prep, I just knew, like, I'm gonna have to cut alcohol. It was just I had to, there was no point. And then once I went with that, I was like, "Oh, I like this better." Like, I didn't realize I could have fun and enjoy because I have a lot of social anxiety, so for me, I think the main thing alcohol was a breaker for me because
Mhm.
and I think bodybuilding gave me the confidence where I could then walk in a room and talk I mean, I still get a little bit of social anxiety now, but not nearly what I used to, and I think once I realized you can have fun with your friends and talk to people and not feel too nervous sober, that was a big change for me where because for me, it was almost alcohol was almost my clutch. I never had, like, a drinking problem or anything. I mean, I drank a lot, teenage and 20s, but I could have went without it had I needed to. But that I think bodybuilding, I mean, it really is what got me out of that lifestyle.
I think it was for me too, in large part, and not because bodybuilding itself, but like I think that's the point where like I really started like accomplishing things that I didn't think I could accomplish prior, like being that I was putting time in the gym and I was getting stronger and like oh shit now there's 225 on the bar, oh shit now I can squat 3 plates.
Mhm.
And so like coming from somebody that just like played video games and wasn't cool and didn't do sports and you know I wasn't like that guy. Same with it, like social anxiety. I don't really like being around people very often. Most of the people, if I'm around them, it's draining for me. There's very few people that like I can get into. Like last night, I went out to dinner. We were out there for like 3.5 hours, and I could have stayed for another four. Like it, there are not a lot of people that like I just jive with that I feel good about that with. So alcohol was always something that kind of like made that go a little bit easier. Um, and so, like, getting that confidence, I was like, "Oh, well," because people also like, I wasn't popular, and so I think that might have been part of it too, is that, like, I wasn't one of those people that everybody went out of their way to talk to and to be friends with and to, like, wanted to be seen with or all that kinda shit. And so I had to have something that kind of let me be a little bit more outgoing and, like, fucking obnoxious or
Funny.
funny
I'm
or
sure you were
whatever.
funnier at first when you were drinking.
Right. And so it kind of like it was that social lubricant, but I didn't need it as much when I started having more confidence in myself, and I was like Oh, well, if you don't fucking like who I am, I don't give a like,
Mhm.
maybe fuck you, you know? Like, it's cool to act like you don't care about anybody's opinion. We all do to some point.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
and like I was saying the other day, like I think that's a skill. Like not giving a fuck is kind of a skill. It takes practice, just like meditation, like we talked the other week. And so that's what allowed me to get enough of that because I had to not give a fuck to start bodybuilding because my 2 cents when I started bodybuilding was like only asshole jocks do this shit. You know,
Yeah.
like this isn't for me. I was like, well, fuck it, I'm gonna do it anyways. And that I think it was a change in confidence in me. Like, well, I don't need to be for everybody. Like I had a couple of long time friends at that point, so I was more I think secure in those friendships that I was getting what I needed socially and support wise. Um, and I think that was what like helped me to get the drinking out of my system and be able to have a little bit better of a time and enjoy myself without it. 'Cause I'm the same way. I enjoy being sober now because I like being in control. Like
Mhm.
I was a fucking a sloppy drunk. And I would always like there was always something to it. I was also like I would go out, I'd be that little guy that would get drunk and try and start fights with big guys because I felt like I had something to prove.
Oh, yeah, I was
Mm,
never a fighter drunk. I'm the
yeah.
one that will try to do risky, funny shit, like take those little scooters. Remember that time where at one
Oh
of
yeah.
the I don't know what it was, some sort of team thing, and got drunk and decided, really good idea if I get on the back of this scooter with somebody else right now, but it was fun. Like I like an adrenaline rush when I'm drinking. Like I'm like an adrenaline junkie when it comes to that.
I liked dancing on the bar.
Oh, yeah, another
That was
go-to.
fun. Yeah. I only had to
Okay,
do it
see,
once.
I do my own little shenanigans that are hilarious to me. So like one of the things I love to do is I will sit as close as I can to the front door of the bar with a drink in my hand, and I will, as somebody walks in, I will ask for their ID as if I'm the bouncer. While I keep in mind, while I'm holding a drink in my hand, I will
Yeah, you
literally
should be like
just look at
$5
the shit.
cover.
They don't know
I've done
that's
that.
alcohol. That could be a Diet Cola.
Whenever it's very clearly that like amberish brown.
That's great.
But no, I have done that. I've been like, yeah, $5 cover. And like, as people are handing me money, I'm like, I'm fucking with you, dude. And I like put the drink in. I'm like, hey, I'm not the
That's harmless
bouncer.
though. That's good fun.
Yeah.
You know?
That
Like if somebody
that's
fucks with
me
me in a way
though.
that's not harmless, that especially even if I know you, I'm gonna be fucking pissed. But if I don't know you, like, we're gonna have a real fucking problem. You know? Like, ah. But okay, so like there's those things. I feel like I don't know. Do you guys feel like sometimes like fondness makes a heart grow or distance makes a heart grow fonder, blah blah blah, whatever. But like with shit that you do, like when you're like Kaylee, when you haven't competed in a long time, like it makes you feel better about it after a certain amount of time. Like, oh, I'm fucking ready to do this again. This sounds kind of fun now.
Yeah.
Or like, um, say I haven't played guitar in a while, and I'm like, oh man, like I really do want to play guitar. Oh, this song sounds like it would be really cool to learn. I'm gonna learn this fucking song. And so I think having seasons is also an important part of like having fun in life because you want to be able to appreciate everything for what it is. Like fucking sometimes winter is cool because I can go snowboarding and fucking throw snowballs at my friends and shit. And sometimes summer is cool because I don't want to fucking shovel snow or put salt out and the rest of the stuff.
I almost have
And
to do that this weekend.
like for me, a great example of this is in bodybuilding terms is in season competition season versus off season. We used to be, I think in general, it used to be very, very straightforward. Like you need to take a long off season. You need to recover from your diet. You need to give your body time to chill out. Otherwise, it's only going to get harder and harder every subsequent prep. You're probably going to get worse and worse typically. And like enjoy the season. So enjoy the competition season when it's there. Yes, be blinged out, be on stage, be tan as fuck, whatever. And then when you're not in that season, enjoy all the fucking other stuff.
Yeah, to
Like,
me, see, I think the season off season to me, I have a lot more fun. I mean, I've been in a long off season now, obviously, who knows if I'll ever get back on stage. But I definitely took advantage of that though, like when I was actively like doing several, I mean, there was a season, I think I did like 8 shows in one season, which is a lot. So I made sure like that off season, I really spent, for me, it's family time because when you're deep into a prep or a calorie deficit, it really hits hard with family time. You're still there, but you're not all the way there. Maybe some people are able to do that, but when you're super depleted, like that final month of show, because I competed when Pearl was really young and that was really hard because she'd want to go outside and play and I'd just be so exhausted. So I made damn sure as soon as I was in off season, I was doing all the things with Pearl and, kind of making up, not for lost time because I was still with her. I just wasn't as in it mentally um, as I
But it
could
makes
be
you
in, like,
want that more, and
yeah.
then it helps you to enjoy that more too, because you're like, "Oh, man, like, it just wasn't as good back then," and, like, it was like, "It's okay, I gave that up for the time being because I was pursuing this thing, and it wasn't like I gave it up completely, and I didn't fuck my life up for it, but, like, now I can really get back in it." That's one of the things I always try and encourage people, and it's like, "Great, now that we're not dieting, we're gonna have more energy, like, let's focus on how's work been? Like, are we in it to win it? Fucking how's our personal life been in our relationships? Like, are we dating? Are we not dating? Are we gonna, spend some extra time with our partners or the rest of our family? Or like, oh man, how's that thing we like to do? Sam, snowboarding, right?
Mhm.
That was a big thing, like with the switch this year and prep and the rest of stuff. Like, she really wanted to have the ability to go snowboarding on a regular basis. Like, we're gonna go snowboarding after her first show of the season.
That's fun. I
Nice.
think it's really important. I think it's crucial to have something outside of bodybuilding that your heart is really in just as much as bodybuilding, um, because of the reason of seasons, right? Because when you're in an active prep, that's your life, right? Like that's got to be your whole thing. Even if you have a second love during that time, you don't. Bodybuilding
I
is it.
just had this conversation with someone this morning about like, look, it has to become like your thing. Other things are going to fall off because it's 2 hours a day that you're sacrificing on some days. And think about if you were to put 2 hours a day into learning piano or learning how to draw or learning how to cook, like you're going to get great at it. But what else needs to fall off of your calendar to make that time? And it is a very big demand, and a lot of people will kind of underappreciate it. But then, especially as someone that you've been there, you've put that time sacrifice in, you reflect back on it and go, yeah, like I appreciate the fact that I made time to do that. And I know that if I want to do it, there's other things that need to fall off. And then whenever that time comes and goes, and it's like, okay, cool. I prepped, I did a show or did a photo shoot or whatever. Whenever it's all said and done, it's like, yeah, I forgot. I liked being able to go hiking on Saturdays. Well,
Mhm.
I couldn't do that while I was in prep because I'm trying to carry a 20-pound pack on my back and I'm getting all these steps and a lot of inflammation. I couldn't do it during prep or
Yep.
I couldn't go, I don't know, do other
I
fun
wasn't
shit.
able to defend my kite flying championship belt.
And
Your
that's why I
kite.
got that shit now.
I'm
We're
just
we're all setting. Yes.
yeah. I like how Kaylee thinks this is a serious thing for us.
Yeah.
Is this a
We're
joke?
number 1, number
It's
2.
just
We
some bullshit that came out of my mouth. You should know this
Oh,
by
I'm
now.
like, if I'm just now learning you fly kites professionally or some shit.
Well, so
we're
I
on the
mean,
amateur circuit, but we're working our way up.
yeah. So maybe this is a good other topic to hit on since you just brought it up, like the whole professional versus amateur thing, right? um, and again, obviously the fitness thing is this weird thing, but it can go into any sport. Like, do you actually fucking enjoy doing what you're doing? Because I feel like this is such a big part of like having a healthy lifestyle, whether it's quote unquote fitness or bodybuilding or sport or whatever it might be. Like, if you don't enjoy it, if it doesn't give you some sense of fulfillment or satisfaction, you're not going to fucking do it. So, I remember being on a phone call with somebody and they're like, I want to do a bodybuilding show. And they're like, but I fucking hate lifting weights. I was like, why are we talking?
Mm.
Because that's like saying, I want to buy this thing, but I fucking hate having money. Or like, all right,
I
well, you
wanna
need money to
play
buy that
drums, but
thing.
I hate music.
Right.
Right. Did they end up doing a show?
No, 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 no.
Like,
I don't think
that is a
they never even signed
wild.
up with me. You know how I am. I'm very honest and upfront with people. So like we had a very in the real conversation about like you're either gonna have to figure out something about this that you like and can enjoy,
Right.
or you're just not gonna do this thing. I'm not gonna take your money and try to force you to do something that you hate on a daily basis to set you up for failure, and then have you fail at it or not have, you know what I mean? And then have it be a bad thing. I don't think enough coaches recognize this, that when you have that conversation and you're like, man, like this person's going to be disappointed. I even had a fucking conversation with somebody, high level national competitor, good physique, not ready to be competitive as a pro yet. I told him, I was like, look, I think you can go pro. I don't think you're ready to be competitive as a pro. And I think you're going to be limited as a pro because you don't have the structure that the top pros have. Um, and it's like, all right, I could not tell them that. Take their money, coach them, do all the things for however long it's going to last. Then they're going to be, at some point, they're going to figure that out anyways.
And then they're
Right.
gonna figure out you knew the whole time.
Right. And then they're going to be like, well, fuck this guy. And now that's out there. Instead of being like, hey, like you can still, like, you're an adult, you can make the decision to go through all that process. It's shit. You can make the decision with me and be like, all right, cool. Well, fucking let's do it anyways and let's just try. Fuck yeah, okay. But otherwise, I wasted likely years of your fucking time at that point. Not to mention, like, competing, for example, is very expensive. It's very time consuming. Like, I fucking took all of this stuff from you and your money just to line my pocket a little bit. Like, which decision actually makes me a better person? You
Right.
know, that would be, I know my answer, which is why I have those hard conversations.
Yeah.
But I think this is what happens so often is like we look at the people online and all the physiques and the Instagrams and the blah blah blah. I'm like, oh, well, I really want to look like them because if I look like them, I'm going to be happy, which is not
Which is
even close to the
and
truth.
it's so bizarre. I mean, they don't know that, in their defense, people don't realize a lot of people don't realize they look like that for a short period of time. But to work that hard and spend that much money and make yourself that hungry for I'd say you can get 4 weeks of looking like a smoke show. Because if you're ready ahead of time or, that month before show to showtime, you look pretty damn good. And no matter what you put on, you're really happy with body
I don't. I
image.
look like I'm a fucking cancer patient. I look like I'm about to die.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of us do, but clothes, I'm coming from a female perspective too, but like deep into prep, everything feels good clothes wise. Nothing
I
hugs
was
in a weird spot. Nothing's too tight. Like everything, I just like how everything feels, but it's a short amount, it's a small window of time. And then reality hits and then it's post show and everything feels tight. Nothing feels right.
I was gonna say for guys, it's like the exact opposite. It's like I feel fucking small all the time.
Mm, yeah.
So I I think one of the things that you were also bringing up was like the difference of amateur versus pro with any type of hobby. And I think back to whenever I was doing MMA and doing boxing and like the difference whenever I was talking with my trainer about like, hey, I've done a couple of these fights now, like I'm good, I enjoy it. Let's kick it up a notch. The level of fun just went right out the fucking window because it was no longer there was no more fun. There was no more rolling with people that I enjoyed rolling with and getting a little shit talking going. It was just go, work. There is no fun, there is no enjoyment. If you're doing this because you want to start moving up, then this is what you have to do. And I remember just going after probably about 3 months of it, I remember just sitting down one night in my townhouse and, like, I'm there by myself. Like, I've said this before, I did not en I'm someone that did not enjoy living alone. I'm a golden retriever. I love people, everyone's my best friend. And I remember just sitting down on the couch and just having a conversation out loud of, "I don't enjoy this. I would rather sit in the living room by myself and not go through what I just went through and not do I would rather do that 4 nights a week than go in there for training 4 nights a week, have 0 fun, 0 enjoyment. I'd rather go back to just amateur, "Look, I'm doing this, like, once, twice a week for practice. I'm having fun. I'm enjoying. I'm laughing. I'm paying a lot less for my lessons."
Yep.
That was way more fun.
So, and this is one of the things I think people don't recognize, and we talked about a little bit with bodybuilding, I think before. But the people who succeed as professionals are people who fucking love that shit, right? Like, you look at Mikey Musumeci, kind of an autistic guy, right? But literally in his weight class, one of the best fucking jujitsu athletes and grapplers out there for that. You know, you just tell the dude fucking loves it. He eats it up. He's like, oh, the technique and this and that. And oh, you just like this teensy little thing you got to fucking transfer, you know?
Yep.
And like with bodybuilders and people that are at the top end of that sport, it's fucking extreme. Right. And I would say the same thing with some of these fitness influencers. Like their lifestyles are fairly extreme.
Yeah.
And you got to think, would I have fun in that lifestyle? Like we always look at the end result, but we don't look at the actual process of what it takes to get there. Like so I know some people like they don't go to nationals. They don't try and gain a pro card because they have fun at local shows,
Yeah.
being competitive, winning
That's
overalls
much
here
of
and there.
how I competed. I did 1 national show out of 13 shows I did.
Yeah, because like and then like if you compete close to home, your friends and family get to see you and like there's a bunch of benefits to that too. Like it's okay to just do stuff because it's fun and not have to be the best.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I don't
Um,
know if it's social media that does
it
that, because
is.
if you think of other things, like, nobody any other hobbies we pick up, it's really rare that you get so laser like my husband bought me a sewing machine because I really wanna start being able to tailor my own clothes, just because I hate clothes not fitting the way I want them to fit. And no way am I gonna get crazy about it and try to become like a professional seamstress. That's not even in the back of my mind, but
I
people
call
do.
dibs on your clients if that changes.
But you know what I mean? Like, something about bodybuilding and the fitness community makes you get in this almost warped bubble for a second. It, like, sucks you in, and you gotta kinda be able to get thrown around a little bit and then kinda kick out one direction or the other. You either decide, like, "Oh, this is still fun," or, "Oh, I'm laser focused. This is all that matters." Like, there's one way or the other that you kinda get tossed out.
Yeah, well, I do think social media has a lot to do with it because I don't know. You guys are about my age, so you remember how like back in the day when your parents would like have friends, you'd go over to their dinner, and their parents or they would have something really nice and they'd fucking show it off, and you'd be like, they would have the conversation, oh, they're just a show off, like oh, they're just trying to show off their fancy shit. Like it didn't used to be a fucking cool thing to do to like just put it out there. Like I have all the nice shit.
I know the
Like
people
you
that are
don't. Like look.
always Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I think that that transition and that shift is probably a big part of it because now that's very socially acceptable. And honestly, I say, I think what people want to do socially, at least that's the impression I get in terms of Instagram, you know, YouTube, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Everybody wants to like present this. I have all the money. I have the greatest lifestyle. I have the greatest relationship. You know, like the joint Facebook account is always the one that I'm like, okay, who cheated, right?
The same thing. I cannot take anyone serious with a joint Facebook account. I just
But, like, they also always have all the fucking pictures with the photographers and the pumpkin patches and all the other shit. And it's like, some people do that and, like, okay, it's real. Some people do that and it's a farce. But at the same point, it's like, I don't need to fucking prove to everybody or we shouldn't how good we are, and we shouldn't have to have the nicest fucking thing. I think this is part of, like, why everybody's like, "Oh, well, if I don't go pro, what the fuck is the point of doing it?" I don't know, maybe because again, because we have
maybe
fun
because
doing
you
it. 'Cause I like
yeah, maybe
fucking
because it's
Because you
slanging
fun.
made
some
some
weights
friends
around.
along the way, because you pushed
Yeah.
yourself, you were able to show resiliency, mental toughness. You built that skill in a very hard area that most people will never master whenever it comes to discipline with your diet, discipline with your training, and now you can apply that same level of structure and discipline to any aspect of your life. Like, hey, I want to get promoted and make vice president at my company, or I want to make, sales manager, whatever. Cool. Guess what? If you can master the discipline for your nutrition, like what other skill set do you need to learn to now accomplish that to get that promotion? Or,
Yep.
hey, you were disciplined enough to dedicate 2 hours a day to training 5 days a week. What if you dedicated 2 hours a day to going back to school, getting your master's degree or getting a certification in IT? Now you can start that new career because you hate your current job. Like, that's what you got out of it. But because you didn't get a pro card and a, $50 trophy, you're pissed off. That sounds pretty
Strawberries
fucked
not
up
even
to me.
50 bucks most of the times. Like, but and so here's the other thing, like, it's like the fitness industry doesn't really pay a bit like this coming from somebody who lives and makes a living off the fitness industry. most people don't make any real money off of it.
Off competing itself, yeah.
Right, yeah. So, like, I'm a competitor, but I coach. So, like, the competing stuff kind of funnels into my coaching, but if I just compete, because I have clients that they compete and what they do to make money has nothing to do with the shit. They don't make any fucking money off of it. They're not even trying to.
Yeah, you're only
Like
gonna have few elite outliers that could make a living, like, through brand deals or sponsorships or
Like,
but that's not competing itself. Again, that's all
That's
other
true.
stuff. It's in
Yeah.
that
right.
same realm, but, like, what was Bikini Olympia was what, 50K? So that's the top payout for any show
Yeah, female,
or
but what's the top male?
oh, that's like a quarter mil plus
Yeah, so
for
you
the
could realistically, if you just won that every year, that could be all you did to make a living.
but only as a male bodybuilder. They do not pay the women's division the
No,
same,
I know that. Yeah, women,
or the other male divisions
it's
even.
not an option for females. We're gonna have to
It
get
is
real
only
drunk.
open bodybuilding that gets that much, and it's the Arnold and the Olympia that have the big paydays. The most I think I've ever seen at a local show, and correct me if I'm wrong, it's like maybe 3, maybe 5 grand at, like but
Yeah, and even then, you could never count on that as your income because what if you show up and don't win like you thought you would or whoever said you would, then you have
right.
no income and you'd have to go find a jobby
And
job real quick.
by the time you go, okay, I paid $200 a night, 250, $300 a night for a hotel. Let's see here. I got there 3 days
10, $50
before.
for tan.
Yep, $150 for a tan. I mean, even for guys like luckily shorts are pretty fucking cheap, but anymore it's like you're having to go to specialty brands to get the right look for your shorts. So you're still dropping at least like $100 to $200 potentially. I mean, if you can get away with just like some basic billabongs, awesome, rock it. But you're doing all that stuff plus paying for all of your food, all of your supplements. If we're talking about men's
Expensive
bodybuilding,
hobby.
all of your gear, like
Yep,
it's
and
not.
that shit's fucking expensive.
Mhm. You're if you're getting actual like real pharmacy grade shit, not just like underground lab made in somebody's fucking basement or spare bedroom. Yeah, the real stuff is expensive as shit to get. So you factor all of that in, plus paying a coach, plus your gym memberships, all this other stuff. Like even a quarter million can potentially not even have you doing that great. Like you can easily start to now add expenses together and have 100,000 put into it. It's like, for what? You if you're a person that you're fairly social, you look decent, go get in sales. You'll make way more than that.
Yeah.
And I think this is a misconception, right? Is that people think that fitness is what makes, like, people like you or me the money. It's what it is being fit or that is a lifestyle.
It's my
Um,
OnlyFans that makes me money.
for sure, but it's
Only
not.
feet for
Like,
me.
we have made a lifestyle around being fit because that's what we love, like the health, the wellness, the fitness, or the sport, the weightlifting, whatever it is. Like, and so we have found this niche and created these opportunities for ourselves that are entrenched in that. A
Which is
lot of
pretty cool if you think about it. Like, our love
well, yeah, it
for
is.
bodybuilding gave us a career.
Right,
It's
but,
pretty
like,
badass.
other people, like Derek Lunsford, he just opened his own gym, right? So now he now has his own gym to, like, try and bring in money and do the other things, right? Because you're also not gonna do that forever. No athlete competes forever.
Right.
Doesn't matter what sport it is. Maybe chess, is that a sport? I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean?
Hey,
And
dart.
so, yeah, you have to have something, and I think what most people a lot of people think that competing is what's gonna give them all the stuff, but people compete because they love it and they figure out the other stuff around that more often than not. It's much more of a roundabout way of like kind of making a living, quote unquote, in the industry, if you even fucking want to call it that. Um, and then you have to deal with all the stuff that that entails. That's why it's like fucking find out what you like doing. You want to you enjoy rowing? Fucking get into a rowing club or a crew team that's local. You enjoy softball or baseball? There's always local softball and baseball leagues or kickball. You know what I mean? Like, um, there's so many different things. Arnold always has the foosball stuff there and fencing. Like,
By
there's so many
Boucher,
things that
you're
you can find to
filthy.
do that you can enjoy and think are cool and interesting, and maybe even only for a season and still have like that health aspect coming from it because it's kept getting you to move more. It's giving you a new social group and new people around. Like, so it's also providing like maybe psychological health benefit because now we have some more people to help lift us up and encourage us and help make us better. Like, that's a fucking thing too. I don't think a lot of people recognize, like, and not all coaches are this way. I know you guys are both the same as I am. Some people have never fucking had somebody to lift them up, to encourage them, to tell them that they're doing a good job, that have told them that they're proud of them. And so sometimes, like, people get into this, and you guys know this because we've worked with plenty of these people. We're the first people that's really they're like, "You're the first person to ever really, like, believe in me and think I could do something with
Yeah.
anything." I'm like, "Fuck, man." Well, that's a lot of pressure. Not really. I think it's fine. It also gives you the opportunity, like, to be like, "Oh, fuck. How can I find more of that?" I think some people do get into these things, and they don't recognize that when you get into a sport, it doesn't have to be a bodybuilding, it doesn't have to be something so extreme, but most of the people around you want to see you get better,
It should
right? You have
enrich
a
your
jiu-jitsu
life.
coach, they want to see you get better, or a boxing coach, or, whatever. They wanna see you get better, and so they should be encouraging you and helping you to, like, realize you can do more and you can be better, and that's fucking empowering too.
Oh, yeah.
Hell
Hell
yeah.
yeah.
Hell yeah, brother.
You
Fucking
sound
A.
just like him.
He's had a lot of practice. I don't know. I just what the fuck's the point if you're not having fun? We're all gonna
No
fucking
point.
die.
True.
There's
I'm
not
gonna
a
get a
whole
Muppet.
lot at this age I'll do if I don't enjoy it anymore. Like, I'm at the age finally where it's like, I'm only doing stuff I wanna do, typically.
Yeah, like going to the Arnold.
Like, I was just thinking about that as you were talking. I'm like, "You know what? I bet I could swing going to the Arnold." And then I'm like, "Who will I know there?" And then I'm like, "I'll know Steven." Then I'm like, "Rachel, and them will be there." So, I may fuck around.
So here's this thing that's always weird to me, and I realized this at the Olympia when Jillian had quit. Um, because the Olympia, that was the year it was here in Orlando, and
Mhm.
we hung out with, like, Alyssa and some other people, and I'm like, "Oh, this is gonna be fucking weird because she just quit, so who the fuck are we gonna be around?" And it's like, "Oh, we have a lot of people that we know and are still real, like, friendly with."
Mhm.
Like, I think maybe for us, it's just like we were in a group for so long
Yeah.
that it makes it feel fucking weird to not be in that group, but realistically, half the time I wasn't with hanging out with that group the past few years anyways, I was off doing my own fucking thing with my own people. So, I think it'll be fine, but
I might just
what
go
do I
because I
know?
could use an excuse. I am itching for, like, a few days of to myself. I love my family, but, like, it's been a while since I've just taken, like, a work trip where it's just, like, just me and, like, no other outside distractions.
Phil's gonna be moving, so he told us to fuck off.
Phil's fucking out.
Also, side note, I have maybe some other people that might also be interested in the idea of, like, if we were to open up an opportunity, like, do a camp, like,
Oh, yeah,
between, like, having multiple people, so that's exciting too.
that'd
Like,
be cool.
it's when you don't realize you forget sometimes, I feel like, 'cause I sit at fucking
Mhm.
home by
It'd
myself
be
all the
cool
time.
to do, like, a lifting camp type thing where it's just, like, like-minded people, not necessarily competitors getting together.
Yeah, like, kinda just, an
I mean,
all-around thing.
yeah, just literally, hey, you're about health and fitness, and you understand, like, if somebody says, "Hey, I don't feel like drinking," you're not gonna suddenly pressure him, be a dick, or if
Yeah,
somebody's like, "Well, hey, I'm tracking my food, but I'll have an untracked meal at the end of this." Again, not being a dick about it, and let's lift some weights, let's support each other, let's,
yeah, that'd be cool.
maybe pretend to be a bouncer at the front door.
Nah, I wanna get so I have to wait until Jillian's working, obviously, because they're not cheap, but I want to get a, like, Muppets style Muppet made in my likeness for a couple reasons. One, I think it'd be funny to do fucking check-ins with it every once in a while.
Oh my god.
Or, like, think about, like, I just had my Muppet me on the podcast.
How much does a personalized puppet cost?
Let's
600
look at
plus, I think, on Etsy.
Steven's clearly looked into it.
I have.
wow,
Because you don't wanna get a shit one because then it doesn't really like, then you just wasted money. You buy nice, not twice, right?
Right, right. I
So
live
just
by
fucking
that.
spend the money. But so I could use it for those things. Jillian says I would waste money. But also, I've decided that when I die, say I have an open casket, at the end of my funeral, I want the song to play I Did It My Way, and I want somebody to come up with my likeness Muppet singing it behind my casket where you can look at my dead body, but also see them singing and having fun.
That would be a true Steven funeral.
Very
Yeah.
Steven.
And
And
Steven,
then
he thinks he won't have kids, but end up with a son, and it'll be his own son who who his personality rubbed off on, singing for his dad with his puppet behind him.
but if it's my son, then he's gonna fucking play with my dead body as a puppet because rigor mortis actually wears off after like
Even no.
36
Immediately
hours,
no.
I think. Yeah. So he can just fucking puppet my dead body.